Operator, next question, please.
Sunny Lewis, Environment News Service.
Thank you for taking my question. It's a simple one. How large is the extent of the spill in square miles?
We don't look. We're placing these trajectories on websites. We're making it available for everybody to see. We just caution people when they describe square miles because it's been dynamic every day, and it's not an exact footprint of square miles. It's not a square. It's very dynamic. So I would say that it's a pretty wide swath right now of coverage, but it's rainbow sheen at the leading edge. It's concentrated, and I would leave it at that because it's dynamic every day.
Operator, next question, please.
Gary Taylor from Platt.
Hi, thanks. Can you elaborate a little bit on the halt of the subsea dispersants? Was that planned, or did something happen to make you stop using those?
The subsea dispersant is one of the new tools we've tried to deploy here, and actually what was done was agreement across all the parties that we would do 2 test applications, study the impacts, and have the various groups make sure we understood what the impact was. So we completed the second of those tests at around, I believe it was 11 p.m. last night. All of the groups have been meeting today to determine what those results mean and if it's appropriate to actually restart. We hope to have a decision before the end of the day today or early tomorrow. In the meantime, as the Admiral's already mentioned, we're out using our other techniques such as burning, skimming, and surface dispersants.
Operator, next question, please.
Jim Polson, Bloomberg News.
Yeah, I'm going to sound like a broken record. Can we have Charlie tell us where this thing's going in the next 72 hours?
You can have Charlie Henry tell you what our trajectory thinks where the oil is going in the next 72 hours, but no, I'd be happy to. What we're seeing is if the winds right now are pretty light, and that's really one of the reasons we're stepping up a lot of the other operations like the burning operations and other taking advantage of some of the better weather for those type of operations that we've seen through this whole response. But the winds are right now going to start to slowly swing back around to the south. And once they start swinging around back down to the south, that's going to kind of nudge the oil up a little bit more. But the winds are only projected to be 10 or 15 knots, so that's not going to move it very far. So if you looked at our trajectory for the next 72 hours, it don't show a whole lot of real movement from where it's at. I mean, a little bit of movement on the fringes. And those conditions also keep in mind that's what we're going to see. So we're going to keep looking at it, and later in the week we'll update it. But right now we're just seeing kind of calm weather out there and nothing moving very fast. A little oil may slip around on the delta with a little bit of currents off the Mississippi River Delta. We're watching that closely, but nothing's changing real fast this week.
Operator, next question, please.
As a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, please press star 1 at this time. One moment for the next question.
Operator, if we don't have any further questions, Secretary Salazar has a concluding comment.
Bruce Nichols, your line is open.
Go ahead and ask your question. Charlie, go ahead and ask your question.
It's Bruce Nichols of Reuters. The forecast that you put out last night from NOAA suggested that currents would carry the slick to the west, and the map makes it look like that will threaten Southwest Pass more than has been the case in the past. Is it possible shipping is going to be shut there because of the sheen and the slick being there?
Well, I'll add to that because I mentioned that there was a potential some oil to get around the Bird's Foot Delta, and that's exactly what you're talking about is the oil that may get close enough to Southwest Pass. I do know that this is my area, my backyard. I work in this area a lot, and we have managed spills in that area in the past very effectively. But as far as managing that, I'm going to pass that back to the Admiral to talk about what we're doing on that.
I mentioned several days ago a concept called Maritime Transportation System Recovery Unit, and we stood that up from pretty much day one. And what that concept, it was derived from Katrina and Rita lessons learned. It was used in Haiti. what you do is we've alerted all the port communities and work with them all the time year round. We've alerted them to what is going on with this spill in anticipation of trying to minimize any impact on maritime commerce. So I would caution anyone to get ahead of themselves and start having anyone think we're going to shut down shipping lanes. We have to balance the impact of the spill with facilitation of commerce, the economic and environmental impacts, and we're going to continue to do that. Suffice it to say, we have a very, very active maritime transportation system recovery unit stood up in both Houma, Mobile, here, and we will have one in St. Petersburg to examine all the commercial shipping and also recreational activities on our waterways.
Operator, no further questions, please. Secretary Salazar has concluding comments.
I have two concluding comments. First, the President has been on top of what is going on here on a daily basis. We are very much involved in communications across the Cabinet to make sure that the whole force of the United States of America and its government are brought to bear on this problem. There is not a day that goes on when we are not in communications among the Cabinet, as well as the National Response Team and the President's daily briefing. This is very much at the top of what he is very concerned about and is watching. Over the days ahead, you will see additional members of the Cabinet who will be here on the Gulf Coast, making sure that we are doing everything that we possibly can do. I can only reflect in my own way and in the work that I do every day to try to address these problems. It fits within a formula which Commandant Allen often reminds us all, and that's first, we have to do everything with it that is humanly and technologically possible to stop this leak at the well. That's a BP responsibility, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that the technological resources of the world are right there, making sure that the hole and that the well does get plugged. Secondly, that we're fighting the oil on the sea before the oil gets to the shore. And thirdly, that right at the shore, we're keeping the oil from getting onto the shore. And then finally, with respect to whatever damages might occur, which we do not yet know, that we are doing everything to make sure that we have full recovery of the natural resources of this country. So that's a paradigm that basically has us in the battle rhythm, looking at the work that we do every day. We are relentless and restless in making sure that we do everything we can to get this problem under control. Thank you all very much, and thank you, Admiral Landry.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time today. This concludes the press conference. However, I'd encourage you to dial into 1-866-652-9371 in the United States or 44-1452-586-026 and use participant ID 733-23573, where BP will have a containment system subject matter expert available in Houston via teleconference to discuss the containment system. Thank you.